We're hoping to just bring in the EFF spokesperson, Sinawo Tambo, who's with us now via our telephone line for their reaction to what's taken place. And Sinawo, as expected, political parties playing politics in some instances, a lot of mudslinging taking place at that media briefing. But I've still seen a lot of questions around how there isn't really clarity around what will take place on the 1st of May. My understanding is that the fiscal framework has been adopted. It includes a VAT hike, and it's difficult to see how all of that can be reversed in a couple of days.
No, thank you, Ayanda, and I think you're completely correct. I think the press briefing, which I've been following recently, well, right now, is quite emotive, and I think it's a bit premature. Perhaps is a mistake I'm making deliberately, because what the minister has released over midnight is a statement wherein he states his intention to propose an amendment bill in Parliament. So first and foremost, that statement doesn't say anywhere that immediately he has got the power to decree the reversal of the VAT hikes. That's the first thing that South Africans need to be aware of. We're not trying to burst anyone's bubble. We understand that there's a rush for everyone to claim a victory over the reversal of the VAT hike. There's no reversal of the VAT hike that is in effect as me and you are speaking right now. The second point that I think we need to make is that the Minister of Finance doesn't make any reference as to how it's going to affect the reversal of the VAT hike in terms of law as it relates to the fact that the fiscal framework has already been adopted. It's currently under judicial review in the court. So he has stated that he's going to withdraw the Division of Revenue Bill and the Appropriations Bill and reintroduce them in a few weeks' time. Now, the question that should arise for all South Africans is that he's going to reintroduce them because they are informed by what? Because the Money Bills Act states that the Division of Revenue Bill and Appropriations Bill follow from the fiscal framework, and the adopted fiscal framework now will not be in sync with revised Divisions of Revenue Bills and Appropriations Bills. But I think that the third point, Diana, we should make that anyone who seeks to suggest that the court processes had no bearing on this decision are completely dishonest, because if you read the court papers filed by the Minister of Finance in the Western Cape High Court, he states there categorically that he has always expected the VAT increases to come in effect on the 1st of May 2025. But another point, not to cut you off or not to allow you to speak as well, is that the current status quo upon which the Minister of Finance is stating that he seeks to reverse the VAT hikes doesn't state that he has utilized the past 30 days to get alternative revenue proposals to the VAT hikes. He says they are going to go on a path of exhausting expenditure cuts, which is austerity essentially, which will lead to cuts for the allocations to health, cuts to the allocations to education, and possibly cuts to social grants as well. So no political party's input in terms of alternative revenue generation mechanisms has been included as part and parcel of the reversal of the VAT hike. So the consequences of reversing the VAT hike are now going to be austerity, which might as well be of the same consequences and harm the poor people of South Africa. So I think a lot of political parties are eager to claim victory. There's a lot of emotions involved, seeing from what I've watched now. But the program of Parliament comes to a close. You will have, for example, 3 working days, next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, for the Minister to propose the amendment bill for it to be adopted, but also to propose a fiscal framework that will inform the new Division of Revenue Bill and Appropriation Bill. And time-wise, I'm not sure how practical this is all going to be. So I think we should all take a moment to pause, look at legislation, and I think this press conference by these political parties might prove premature.
Sure. All right. Briefly speaking now, because of the time we have left, loud and clear, by the way. But let's say there is a VAT increase that kicks in on the 1st of May, which it seems is what you reckon is likely to take place if the law is anything to go by. I've seen suggestions that what might happen is that, rebates will be given at a later stage once this process has been concluded to people and companies that have had to pay this 50 basis points extra. How do you see that working, if it will work at all?
I think it is completely ridiculous. So I think part and parcel of what we expected of the EFF is that, because there were some leaked reports that the VAT hike will be in place for a period of 2 months, and then rebates, discounts or refunds will be given in that regard. It's impractical. I mean, consumers receive rebates for the charges of value-added taxes. It's something that is completely impractical and undermines the intelligence of the people of South Africa. We don't think that is feasible. And we should await a proposal of that nature, which will cite time constraints to pass the legislation that the minister needs to pass to effect the VAT hike that he wants to now scrap and replace with austerity. So South Africans should prepare their psyches for that fact that they're going to see the reversal of the VAT hike is indeed going to take place but may not take place before the 1st of May, and therefore may be in effect for 2 months. And there will be this proposal of rebates or discounts or refunds post the 2-month process. And it's going to be extremely harmful to all people who are currently going out there claiming to South Africans that they've reversed the VAT hike out of emotions without interrogating the legislation that guides this process. And I think I would express much more deeper concern for the rushed judgment. I mean, the Minister of Finance released this, I think, at midnight, and I think it's been, 11 hours. And political parties have already started to declare that the VAT hikes have been reversed effectively today, while there's still so much of a process to proceed. So
sure.
I just think let's be careful and let's approach this process rationally.
All right, Sinawo Tambo, EFF MP, thanks for your take. As we continue watching, of course, responses and reaction to all of this, we're still also anticipating judgment, by the way, in that application for an interdict against this VAT hike from the courts.